Han Fei was born in 280 BCE into the royal clan of the state of Han. From a young age, he immersed himself in books on politics, law, and military strategy. The reality around him was grim. The Han court was falling apart, talent was ignored. Positions were handed out through favoritism. Frustrated and powerless, Han Fei made a decision. If he couldn't change the system from inside, he would expose it through writing. In 253 BCE, Han Fei became a student of the great Confucian thinker, Xunzi. His classmate, Li Stu, a name that would later change his fate. Though they studied together, two took very different paths within Feizi thought. After returning to Han Fei repeatedly submitted reform proposals to the king. Each time he was ignored. So he wrote instead. Works like The Solitary Resentment and The Five Vermin laid bare the rot of feudal politics and offered a harsh, systematic vision of governance. These writings soon began to circulate far beyond Han. One reader, however, was especially impressed, Ying Zhang, king of Qin, later known as Qin Shi Huang. After reading Han Fei's work, King reportedly exclaimed, "If only I could meet this man, I could die without regret." Determined to recruit him, Qin even launched military pressure on Han. In 233 BCE, under immense strain, King of Han sent Han Fei to Qin as a diplomat. In Qin, Han Fei stood in a painful contradiction. His heart belonged to Han, but his mind saw clearly. Qin had the power to unify China. Despite this tension, he spoke honestly. In memorials like Pisediving Han and Difficulties in Persuasion, Han Fei laid out the core of Ajatha. A strong state relies on law. A ruler survives through authority. Officials must be controlled through clear systems, not trust. He urged Qin Shi Huang to rule by consistent laws, merit-based appointments, and strict discipline. King listened. Qin Shi Huang valued Han Fei so deeply that he often summoned him for private discussions. Feizi principles, legal equality, strict rewards and punishments, and unified standards, all shaped Qin's reforms. Even Qin's later unification of weights, measures, and writing systems reflected Han Fei's insistence on consistency and control. His ideas became the blueprint for China's first centralized empire. But brilliance attracts enemies. Han Fei's influence threatened senior ministers, especially Li Si. Knowing he could never match Han Fei's intellect, Li Si conspired against him. He accused Han Fei of secret loyalty to Han. Suspicion won. Han Fei was imprisoned. Though the king soon regretted the decision, it was too late. Li Si had already sent poison. Han Fei was forced to take his own life. Qin Shi Huang later deeply regretted Han Fei's death. Yet as he unified the 6 states and founded the Qin dynasty, he fully adopted Han Fei's ideas. Centralized power, a nationwide legal system, merit over lineage, strict control of officials. For over 2,000 years, Chinese political structures have carried Han Fei's imprint. Han Fei's thought survives in Han Feiju, a collection of 55 essays. The book fuses 3 traditions into one system. Fa, Shu, Shi. Together, they form a complete theory of rule. Fa, that is law. Law must be public, clear, and applied equally. As Han Fei famously wrote, "The law does not favor the noble, nor does punishment spare high ministers." Shu, that is tactics. Shu refers to the ruler's methods of control. Officials must be monitored, evaluated, and managed, often without knowing how. Power, Han Fei believed, works best when it stays hidden. Shu means authority. Shu is the ruler's position and momentum. It is authority itself, not virtue, that allows a ruler to command obedience. Together Fa, Shu, and Shi are like the wheels and horses of a chariot. Remove one, and the system collapses. Han Fei also proposed the idea of the 2 handles, reward and punishment. He believed people are driven not by morality, but by self-interest. So a wise ruler doesn't rely on goodness. He builds a system where good behavior pays, and bad behavior costs. Cold. Yes. Effective? Often terrifyingly so. Han Feizi is not just political theory, it's also great storytelling. Through vivid fables and sharp metaphors, Han Fei explains complex ideas with striking clarity. Many famous Chinese idioms, like waiting by a stump for a hare, come directly from this book. These stories were born in ancient China, but their logic still feels familiar today. Han Feizi's journey didn't end in China. In the 19th century, Western scholars began discovering Feizi thought. The first mention came in 1867. The first full English translation appeared in 1939. But it was Burton Watson's 1964 version that truly introduced Han Fei to general Western readers. Watson's translation was readable, fluid, and accessible, and it changed how Han Fei was understood outside China. Translation is never neutral. Take the line, "The law does not favor the noble." Should it be literal or poetic? Each choice shapes whether Han Fei sounds like a cold bureaucrat or a sharp political thinker using metaphor and insight. Translation, in this sense, becomes interpretation. In the West, Han Fei is often compared to Machiavelli or Hobbes. Some scholars rank Han Feizi alongside The Republic and Prince. Readers react strongly. Some call it Greek and cruel, others call it brutally honest, even useful. Many see it as a key to understanding in Chinese political logic, past and present. Through debate, criticism, and admiration, Han Feizi has become more than a historical text. It is a living voice in global conversations about power, control, and human nature. Even today, Han Fei leaves us with questions. Where is the line between order and freedom? Between law and manipulation? Between governance and oppression? Perhaps the true power of an idea lies not in giving answers, but in asking questions that refuse to fade.